Yo, what's going on, you guys? It's your boy King Sanders Picks here, and we are back with another day of sports betting here on the channel as of today, which is May 6th, 2021. Once again, I got to apologize for not uploading yesterday. Let's just say I woke up late for work. My alarm didn't go off, so I'm sorry about that. But we're here today. I had bet a couple games yesterday. I went 2-1, so didn't bet a whole lot, but I did bet a couple games. I know I bet the Grizzlies to win. I know that I also bet the Suns to win, and they got absolutely smoked by the Hawks. And then I think there was one more. I know there was one more. I just can't. Oh, and then the Bucks to win. The Bucks to win. So, you know, I went 2-1 yesterday. Had a pretty good day. At least came out positive. So that's always nice to see. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about today's slate. So the first two games is Chicago versus Charlotte. Chicago is a 4-point favorite, which I am kind of shocked about, but it does look like Vucevic is going to be back. It looks like Zach LaVine is going to be back, which is very nice to see, especially from a Bulls fan. In Charlotte, it looks like they have a lot of injuries right now. Looks like PJ Washington is probable. One of the Martin twins is out for sure. The other one's questionable. Miles Bridges is out. Gordon Hayward's out. Devontae Graham is doubtful. Okay, so for the first time on this channel, I'm going to go ahead and say, yeah, take the Bulls. I do think that they have a pretty good shot at winning tonight. 4 points may be a little bit too high. Not really sure. You could probably buy it down to 3. I'd feel a lot more comfortable with that. But I do think Chicago wins tonight. Obviously, their key scorer, Zach LaVine, was out for multiple games, so I faded Chicago every time and was very, very successful because of it, so I'm very happy about that. So for the first time, I think I'm going to take Chicago. I think that that's a pretty safe bet, so I like Chicago here against a beat-up Charlotte team. Unless if LaMelo drops 40, which is very possible, then I do think that the Bulls win tonight. Next game is Washington versus Toronto. Toronto is 2.5, sometimes 3-point favorites depending on the book. Let me take a look at the injuries. As long as there's not anything too crazy. So Hachimura is still out. Hutchinson is questionable. Let me take a look at Toronto real quick. Do they have everyone back? They have Kyle Lowry's probable. Gary Trent's probable. Anunoby's out for sure. So since they're all probable, I gotta be honest, I do think that Toronto is a very good team as of late. They kept it close with the Clippers, who's a top tier team. They beat the Lakers by 7. They kept it very close with Utah. They lost by 10 to Denver, so that was kind of a blowout. But these past couple of games, they've been pretty hot. They've been very, red hot. They got a day off yesterday. I do want to take a look and see for Washington. So Washington, they lost to Milwaukee by 1 last night. And I feel like they are going to be tired. I feel like their legs are not going to be ready to go. Against a very good defensive Toronto team. Well, maybe not as good this year, but I do like Toronto this year, in this game, -2, especially on FanDuel Sportsbook, or even, actually, I want to take a look at the over. 234.5. I do think that would probably go over. Washington on pretty much any given night scores 130, so I do think that over would be very safe to play. That's probably going to be one of my favorite plays, actually. I like that a lot. And both teams are going to be tired. They're not going to want to play defense. They don't really play a whole lot of defense either, so yeah, I like the over on that. Next game is Brooklyn versus Dallas. Brooklyn is 3.5-point favorites, and probably rightfully so. James Harden, I'm sure, is still out. Yeah, he's still out. Let's take a look at Dallas. If Porzingis is in, okay, so he's out for sure. Porzingis is out. I don't like this game. I really don't. I probably will not be betting it, but if you wanted to pick a side, I would probably go Brooklyn. They're just the better team. There's no ifs, ands, or buts around it. Next game is Atlanta versus Indiana. Atlanta is 5.5 points, 6-point somewhere favorites. Yeah, and rightfully so. They have absolutely, last night they destroyed Phoenix, completely blew them out of the water. They beat Portland by 9. They beat Chicago by 11. They've been playing very, very well as of late. And the Pacers really haven't been that good. They are also dealing with some injuries here, so I think Brogdon looks like he's questionable. Miles Turner's still out. Sabonis is in, which is, kind of a plus, but I do like Atlanta in this game. I think that they should win and cover pretty easily. Next game is Memphis versus Detroit. Memphis is 9.5-point favorites, rightfully so. Memphis has been red hot this year. They are definitely one of the Cinderella teams, that's for sure. They are 33-22, so they actually have a positive record, an above 500 record, and the only questionable injury that they might have is Grayson Allen, which is kind of a big deal, but I don't think it's going to be too big of a deal. Look at all these injuries. They're missing so many of their players. Yeah, just go ahead and take Memphis. Just take Memphis. Don't even think twice about it. Next game is Golden State versus OKC. Golden State is 14-point favorites, which is absolutely crazy to me. I'm sure Kelly Oubre won't play in a game like this. You don't want to risk getting re-injured, especially on a game like that. Lou Dort's questionable. Pokazevsky's out. Shea's out, of course. So, I don't know. I don't feel very confident in that. I don't think that would be a very good bet. I gotta be completely honest though, I'd probably go with the 14. I would probably take OKC in this one, just because that's a huge point spread. So, late in the game, if they start putting in garbage time players, OKC might be able to match up with Golden State's garbage time players. So they may be able to bring it back to within 14. So if I were to bet it, I would go OKC, but I'm probably not going to bet that game. The last game of the slate is technically the powerhouses of the West. That's pretty much what, everyone is saying. It looks like the Clippers are 7.5, 8.5-point favorites. I do want to check. I'm pretty sure LeBron's still out. He's out. THT's questionable. Caldwell Pope is probable. Marcus Gasol's probable. Kuzma's probable. So it looks like they have most of their team back, except for LeBron. And I got to be honest, this team without LeBron has been very, very bad. But even with them being very bad without LeBron James, they have still been able to keep some of these games very, very close. I'm pretty sure he was back in this game, but let me double check that. Yeah, so he was back against the Kings. Was it Washington that he was out? Yes. Okay, so he was out against Washington due to his ankle injury, but so they did end up losing by 9 there. They ended up losing by 11 to Orlando, or they beat Orlando by 11. They lost to Dallas by 15. They lost to them by 5. They lost to them by 14. So they haven't been a very good team without LeBron. They just haven't been. It's just kind of the way it goes. But he kind of runs that entire offense. He's just the best player on the court. So at the end of the day, if you don't have him, it does hurt a lot. But I do think that 8.5 is just a tad bit too big. I would say that if it was at this initial 7.5, I feel like that would be pretty safe. But 8.5, I think, is just a tad bit too big. I don't think I'm going to bet this game, but I do think I like the Lakers here. The Clippers are obviously a very good basketball team. Very, very good. The only person they're missing is Serge Ibaka, and they're a very good basketball team. But the thing is, truthfully, I don't foresee the Clippers blowing the Lakers out. If they did, I would be shocked. I'd be happy to be wrong, but in all honesty, I just don't see them blowing them out. So let's do a little recap real quick. I do like Chicago -4. I like that play a lot. I like the over in the Washington and Toronto game. Let's see. I really like the Atlanta -5.5 if you can get it. I like Memphis -9.5 or -9. And that'll probably be it. If I were to pick one more, I'd probably go the Lakers keeping it close. So maybe Brooklyn. Maybe Brooklyn -4. That wouldn't be a terrible play either. So that's going to wrap it up for me, you guys. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you guys did, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you guys know whenever I post. If you guys did tail me on any of these, feel free to let me know down in the comment section below which ones you guys tailed me on, which ones you guys disagreed with. But yeah, this is King Sanders Pick signing out. Peace.